Well, yeah, I mean, were you ever on a team that had like a problem of players getting hurt in practice in particular? The Niners had that problem. And if so, what can be done?
I remember I saw a quote a long time ago from Hines Ward, and it was like, he was like, look, these guys are overworking themselves at home. You know, like that's why
Overworking themselves.
Overworking training, like OTAs is to get you in shape. Mini camp is to like continue to get you in shape. Training camp is supposed to get you ready for the season. That's the whole point. And I think what makes it worse is like, yes, guys are going home working, but especially at the pro level, it's not working is not like continuously running all day to get in shape. It's you need to watch tape, bro. Like that's what it is. And I feel like what made it worse is now everyone wants to put their Instagram videos, put their videos on Instagram and all these workouts. I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
like,
no, you're
so
right.
interesting.
Yeah, or trying to do like cool stuff. Like was it Debo that had like Louis Vuitton cleats? Was it him?
Yeah,
like
when he hurt his foot.
Like why are you wearing those?
True. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you wearing those to like stunt? And I'm a massive Debo fan, but it's like guys are truly going out there and going nuts. And so by the time they get to training camp, it's like, okay, guys, we're not messing around. We're getting ready for the season. Like now it's go time. Like you don't have any option. It's go time. And so they already wore their body out the whole time. And then now the season comes and it's just a war of attrition. Hines Ward was like, when the season was over, he was like, look, I chilled. I came back and moved around a little bit. And I know he's different case because he's Hines Ward. And you know, I just went for what it was. And then when training camp came, and that's the approach I took. When the season was over, I did nothing. I'll ride the bike. I'll eat a little. Yeah, because you already beat your body up for like 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. So I literally did nothing. I came back maybe 2 weeks before OTAs. I moved a little bit, so I'm not like I don't look terrible, you know. And then when minicamp came, go okay.
But what's the culture like now? Take 2 weeks off and then you're back in the gym, right?
Yeah.
That's
what's the culture like now?
Because that's what it is. Everyone, when the season's over, it's like, oh man, you know, it's the mentality, or it could be fake. Like, oh, I need to get back in the gym because this happened. It's like, bro, the guys who get it. That's why last year I literally tweeted out. I was like, bro, this is going to be the year of the veterans. Like the veterans are going to ball out because they don't have any OTAs. They don't have any mini camp. They have nothing. I ran routes for Matt Ryan. He was like, this is great because I get to sit back and smoke cigars all day and drink wine. Like,
I have a question. I have a question for you. So, or I don't have a question. A fan has a question. All right. So would you say that players are just not taking care of their bodies, or do you think they have a plan that they have to stick to?
Those are both good questions. A lot of players, I wouldn't say they're not taking care of. They are probably working their tail off, but they're not putting in as much time recovery.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? That if you're gonna go, like I said too, you went 8-9 months like going crazy, beating up your body. You know, I remember we had this player, Atari Bigby, he used to run around the whole stadium saying, the human body is not made to play football. The human body is not. And we used to laugh, but they're like, because he was a clown, but like he's dead ass serious. It's not made to play football. And so you need to put equally amount of time. Like it was crazy. It took me till year 6 to truly get a full routine. You know, that's why you hear LeBron spending millions, Russell spending millions on their bodies.
James Harrison is a great example.
Right.
Harrison, right? Like,
JJ Watt goes to bed at 9 o'clock every night.
So do I.
Yeah.
No, what I want to ask you is who ultimately taught you how to be the professional that you needed to be?
So when I went to this is actually relative. When I got signed to the New York Giants in 2011, it's because they had like 23, 24 guys on injury reserve. And that's the year we won the Super Bowl. They just end up finding guys who were pros and who can get it done. But I remember I talked to Deion Grant and I was like, bro, you never missed a game. You never missed one game. And I'm like, you played more games in one season than I did in 3. And he just kind of talked to me about like what it was. But I also learned, I saw dudes, you know, who getting paid who didn't have like unbelievable stats. They were getting paid because they were available. Right. You know, you want to pay guys who are accountable. I always make this great comparison, or an example when I'm trying to teach young dudes about taking care of their bodies. I said, perfect example is Brandon Carr. Okay. Brandon Carr came in, he got drafted to Kansas City. Most people forget. And he started every game all for 4 years. And I don't think he had a pick.
I think it continued too with the Cowboys, that stretch of not missing any games.
Yeah.
No, but here's my point though. He never missed a game. And I have to look it up. I don't think he had one interception. Dallas gave him $50 million.
Why is that? Because he's available.
Because he's available.
That's right.
Period. And I started seeing guys, play ahead of me who I thought I was better than, but I was hurt, So yeah, I'm signing all these like 1 year contracts, 2 year contracts, because it's like, well, we don't know. I remember when I went to Jacksonville, I showed up and I got a stack of injury reports, and everybody wanted to put a waiver because like, oh, we don't know. I'm like, dude, like I haven't had an injury in so long. Well, you're not. They were all saying it. We can't count on you, So that's where it clicked for me. When I was like, if you want to play, you got to be healthy, and if you're healthy, obviously, the more opportunities you get, the more plays you can make. So
what do you think about this? Are players too big and fast now? And do you think that has to do, because when I kind of spoke about this a little bit on Twitter yesterday, that was one of the main responses I was getting. Players are bigger and faster now, so now the level of impact is at a higher speed, and they think sometimes that's maybe causing more of these injuries. Do you think that the speed of the game combined with the power of these players has anything to do with some of these injuries?
Yeah, I think the speed of it's like evolution, right? The speed of the game and the size of these players is definitely, huge. I mean, you got guys now, DNs running 4.3s. It's nuts. However, they're also better athletes, which is they are better athletes, but I hate that, it's also a cop out for the league when they're talking about collision and stuff like that. Well, you got to adjust to the rules. It's like, bro, stuff happens so quick. Green Bay posted one of my old punt returns, and Walter Thurman was like, bro, why do you just like make a shoulder fake and go straight? Why'd you cut across field? I'm like, do you understand how quick stuff happens? Like when you're on the field, I see a different color, I go the other way, period. I didn't have time to think of like, oh, I should have did this and went, no way, man. I thought I had an open lane, but it does happen faster, but that's more so for collisions. I mean, I get that part, but for sure, maybe if someone's coming faster than you think, and you make a sudden last second move, and your knee goes one way and what have you. But that's evolution. The athletes are getting better. But it goes to the season's over. Guys are training.
The overtraining thing.
They're training way
the young
hard.
guys.
Because that's why, for example, like a great device I used to wear is a finger device, and I forgot the technology, but Whoop, the watch, they had the device now. I used to have this finger device that measured like my heart rate and other things, and it's like, hey, your body has recovered so much. If you were still in the yellow, maybe you should scale back a little bit today. If you were in the green, it's like go. It's like, I tell guys, like, even when I train DBs, if you have full recovery and you train, that's where you actually see results. If you're gassed, dead tired, body is beat up, like you're not going to get better that day.
That's also the one thing. So the Woot device, the finger device, to what we were just talking about players being bigger and faster and all these things. That's true, but like we're at like we're at like a nexus of like the best recovery science tools we've ever had for taking care of players. Right, like we know more about the human body now than imagine what they were trying to do in 1990. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
Some of the best teams, the 94 49ers, right, or any of the Cowboys teams. Like this is like the evolution of like taking care of your body and stuff like that. So you'd think that would balance out a little bit, but like the 49ers are a great example. I mean, hamstring injuries, little things, it's little pokes and prods.
Yeah.
Everywhere, all the time.
But everyone is different, so I can't be here and put the whole thing on the Niners. I don't know what they're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't put the whole thing on the players because everyone's different. Everyone is different in terms of of what they do. It's like, let's say the Niners are giving these guys everything, what to do, the resources, I mean, shoot, you are in Tech City, you know, you have everything there. And perhaps maybe the guy is going home and is like, yeah, you know what? We had a hard practice. I feel pretty good. I'm gonna go hoop today. Yeah. You know, I feel pretty good. I'm gonna get on my Peloton bike because I want to compete against somebody else. I want to do this. I want to go here. I want to walk here, where they need to sit their ass down and literally chill. But what happens eventually when things start happening more on, that's what happens. Like